encoded in media images are ideologies about how we think about the world, belief systems, constructions of reality, and we develop our notions of reality from the cultural mechanisms around us. And one of the most important cultural institutions that we have today is indeed the media. What's amazing when you look at Disney and Disney movies over the years is how little the image of females has really changed. You still have the same highly sexualized female body with the big breasts, the tiny waists, the fluttering eyelashes, the coy expressions, the seductress. These images seem very similar over the years, and even when they're in animal form, you know, you've got this very seductive little female animal.
Hello?
This presents people with a kind of notion of what femininity is about. This is not a mirror on society. This is not reflecting who women really are or what females really are. It is basically constructing notions of what femininity is. And these are not notions that necessarily Disney invented, but what they do with these notions is they caricature them, they wrap them up in this Magic Kingdom wrapper, and they sell them to children. And that's really the power of Disney.
When they're young, they're trying to figure out, what does it mean to be a woman? What do I look like if I'm a girl? What should I look like? And they'll focus on the most salient, dramatic images they can see. They don't necessarily think about, well, that doesn't look like the women I know in real life. They don't make those kinds of comparisons, because that's kind of like making a movie, putting a whole story together, doing logical comparisons. They think about one slide at a time. This is how it looks here. Gee, that's interesting. Maybe I want to look like that.
Jasmine in the Aladdin film, in which there's a scene where she becomes a seductress to distract the person who's after Aladdin.
I never realized how incredibly handsome you are.
That's better. Now, Pussycat, tell me more about myself.
Your beard is so twisted.
This I find very dangerous, because you have, again, it gives young girls and the idea that that is the way that you get what you want. You use your body.
One of the themes seen repeatedly in Disney's movies is that however strong or powerful a female character may be, she still needs to be rescued by a male. In the world of Disney, females not only get into trouble easily, they also lack the ability to save their own lives. This is true even of Disney's films of the 80s and 90s.
A great deal of my work in my professional life has to do with family violence. And when you look at that movie with that eye, the abuse is horrific.
No, Belle, listen to me. I'm old. I've lived my life.
Wait!
Belle!
Wait!
He screams at her. He imprisons her. He throws her father out the door and rips her family away from her. His behavior is, without question, frankly and horrifically abusive.
There's something sweet and almost kind, but he was mean and he was coarse and unrefined, and now he's dear and so unsure. I wonder why I didn't see it there before.
And this is a movie that is saying to our children,
Overlook the abuse, overlook the violence. There's a tender prince lurking within, and it's your job to kiss that prince and bring it out, or to kiss that beast and bring the prince out. That's a dangerous message.
If that was my friend and I'd seen her go through this whole thing, I'd probably just say, keep on being nice and sweet like you are, and that would probably change him. And in the movie, it does.
Well, I just can't believe my eyes. They ain't dead, is they?
No, dead people don't snow.
In Jungle Book, it's that same, the jive and the hustle and the dance and, these gorillas that sound like, and orangutans that sound like black people who want to be like men but will never be men. The buffoon.
I want to be a man cub, and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of walking around. Oh, ooby-doo. I want to be like you. I want to walk like you. Talk like you.
Kids in Africa see it. They see a white man in Africa who's superior, swinging from trees, and they see no Africans. And they see gorillas being the ones they relate to. What does that mean to an African child? Is it promoting white supremacy to these black African children who watch Tarzan in a movie theater in Africa? Of course it will. And it might be promoting it around the world.
I never seen any black people in Disney's movie. I can't think of any Disney movies that have black people that are good or bad.
When you produce a discourse as public as that, and you have that kind of power, or the kind of power that allows you to distribute those messages to thousands, if not millions of children, then you have a responsibility.
Oh, you must be hungry. Here you go.
You'd better be able to pay for that.
Pay?
No one steals from my cart.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I don't have any money.
Thief!
Oh, please. If you let me go to the palace, I can get some from the Sultan.
Do you know what the penalty is for stealing?
No, please!
The merchants are unfriendly, they're mischievous and brutal. One merchant tries to chop the hand of the princess because she takes an apple, which goes against Islam. In Islam, you are obliged to feed someone if they are hungry, over and over again. And that's what devout Muslims do. That's what devout good merchants do. And only in Saudi Arabia, if you are a thief, a real thief, and after 3 warnings and 3 convictions, if you steal something, is the hand removed. In one country, with a population of a few million. And yet they opted to use that scene. It took us 6 months to get a meeting just to talk about the film.
When Arab Americans protested against derogatory stereotypes in Aladdin, their concerns were first met with silence. Disney responded after the issue had received widespread negative press coverage.
So we go to the corporate office in Burbank. And we sit there, and maybe 15 minutes into the meeting, I won't mention the gentleman's name, but he accused us, the 3 of us, of drumming up negative publicity against the film. And it was only months after that meeting that they changed part of the lyric.
But Disney still kept the line, "It's barbaric, but hey, it's home," which prompted the New York Times to write an op-ed piece saying, "It's racist, but hey, it's Disney."
When children see a movie and then try to replicate the script, and they're toys that help them do that, a whole line of toys that are exact replicas of what they've seen on the screen, the message they're getting is, kids, when you play, you're supposed to play the movie, and here are toys to help you do it. And because children focus on the salient dramatic, the toy keeps them focused on that narrow plot. And when I hear a lot of my research has had been teachers describing play all over the world looking exactly the same. And it can stay the same and fixated and not evolve and change. When that happens, children learn the lessons they see in the media much more.
We have no obligation to make history. We have no obligation to make art. We have no obligation to make a statement. To make money is our only objective.
Are they teachers or are they entertainers? If they have so much power, I think it's time for them to feel some responsibility. To educate children about the world they really live in. I really believe that as an entertainer, you have a responsibility to be a teacher as well. Because you have someone's attention.